In this post-budget insights video, we have with us the chairman of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Rajendra Theagarajah, to provide his insights on budget 2018 and the specific sector impacts that we are sort of seeing with this budget. So, Chairman, what's the overall verdict on this budget? Good for the private sector and the economy as a whole?
I would say, in summary, there were more positives than the shortcomings, which I think was great. From a private sector perspective, some of the key expectations pre-event were the need for consistency, less shock, to try and promote exports as a nation. Don't forget the SMEs, being an SME-focused country, and to look at trade liberalization. These are some of the key things which I think we were also looking for. And I think on all those fronts, there was reasonable traction, especially the continuity, especially with the PM statement, the 2025 vision, and this, there was more congruence and divergence. Positives. Exports, yes, I think the bringing SMEs in, also with the announcement of the Grama Shakti 2 billion, really connects from the village level unit across the MSME and SME sectors, not just for domestic economic growth, but to actually join the nation as a whole to drive it as an export-oriented nation. So that was also positive. You want to touch on a couple of the not so positives?
Yes, so I think one thing is the implementation issue, and we've seen a reiteration of the financial transaction levy coming in the form of a special levy for debt repayment.
Sure. So if I touch on the implementation, I think one of the things which I guess from time in time out, maybe for more than a decade, we have been seeing a significant fall short of actuals against the speech. And in fairness, to give the current minister the benefit of doubt, I believe they have announced the formation or the intent to form a monitoring unit at the FM's office with two well-respected individuals. We only hope that they will get down to business ASAP. And I'm sure from the chamber, we ourselves will extend our fullest cooperation to support in any form of tracking. It's not only about tracking internally. I think they need to get that to public domain, not just once a year, at least on a quarterly basis, and give the opportunity. So that's something we're looking forward to. I'm sure we'll be monitoring carefully. On the levies, there were two issues. One was the telecom levy on the towers. I guess there is some concern with at least some of the major players who believe that they have brought down domestic tariffs to some of the lowest in this part of the world, and with that efficiency and the amount of capital commitment, is this fair? So that's point one. The second issue was on the financial transactions or the debt reduction repayment levy. Banks and FIs. Why FIs? There is an expectation that roughly 20 to 22 billion over the next 3 years, which effectively, I think, relates to if you look at the 2016 central bank numbers, it's effectively on the entire financial transactions, not only on cash. So which is about 107 or 109 trillion for the year. So you apply the 0.02, you get that 20 or 22 billion. But the issue is it fair? I'm only going to place some facts in front. If there is a public debt concern, and a national issue, do you corner one or two sectors and get them to bear the cost, or does the nation as a whole pay for it? If I give you two recorded case study examples, in 1992, the government of India flew no less than 67 tons, I think, of gold to Europe to meet a financial disaster or near bankruptcy of the nation. The second one was in 1996-97, when Korea was faced with the Asian financial crisis. No less than 1/4 of the population, literally 3.5 million people, put in a total of around $2.5 billion US worth of gold, jewelry, savings, ingots, trophies, effectively, which was about $800 equivalent per capita, which demonstrated is probably the strongest case of a nation as a whole rising to an issue of debt. And I think that was used to cushion some of the IMF bailout. But the nation as a whole came out and said, we will share the good and not so good. So I want to be placing this, some of the case studies around us in Asia for the general viewers to pass judgment whether this itself, this targeting is the right thing.
I think that was quite informative, going beyond just this 2018.
And those two
budget.
are public domain.
Yes.
It's not public domain, right? Yes, right.
Going beyond the 2018 to see what the actual impact of these levies could be, and the other challenges that we face, in particular on implementation. So stay tuned for more videos that will analyze the post-budget insights.